Well, the trade season is clearly upon us, and is no different around the Calgary Flames. As a new leading dog in the trade and the trade race for Noah Hanifiin has emerged for the Calgary Flames. Could Noah Hanifiin be on the move back home to Boston? Hi, I'm John Easthope here for Flames Digest. Thank you so much for joining us on the channel today. If you haven't already, please go subscribe to the channel as not to miss a thing, as we are 1 week away from the trade deadline. We'd love to have you around for the journey, as there is tons of content and reactions to come your way as the trade talks continue to pick up and more trades happen. The Flames seem to have the market cornered on defensemen as they just moved away from Chris Tanev. The focus now squarely goes to his defensive partner in Noah Hanifiin. And while there is a front runner to capture the services of this defenseman, it's his hometown. The Bruins seem to be hot and heavy after Noah Hanifiin. What could this mean? What can the Flames get for Noah Hanifiin? We'll talk about all of that today on the video. Let's start with the reports coming out about the Calgary Flames and about the Boston Bruins and potentially what's going to happen here. The Boston Bruins are going all in this year, and the latest NHL trade rumors suggest they intend to beef up their defensive corps with a blockbuster deal. Highly respected insider Nick Kypreos reports that the Boston Bruins are making a major push to acquire Noah Hanifiin from the Flames. The 27-year-old defenseman is from that area, so it really only does make sense that they make a push for this guy. What can the Flames hope to get for Noah Hanifiin? What is the asking price for this defenseman? Well, that was also brought to our attention in the same report from Nick Kypreos, where he suggests that according to him, Calgary is demanding a hefty return. 3 significant assets from the Bruins. This aligns with the reports that Hanifin's value on the trade market is extremely high and that several teams are involved in the bidding. To back up these reports from Nick Kypreos, well, Flames insider and reporter for the Calgary Sun, Eric Francis, kind of breaks that down, what these 3 pieces could be for the Flames. He indicates that a potential return for Noah Hanifiin could yield the Flames a first-round draft pick, a top prospect, and a roster player. That is a big return for the Flames and fits right in line with what Craig Conroy has done in the past. Francis also goes on to say that he thinks this return could rival that of the return the Flames got from the Canucks for Elias Lindholm. We have to remember that was 5 pieces coming back for the centerman. The Flames could be down the same mark here. A first, a prospect, and a roster player seems to fit right within line here. Craig Conroy likes to bring in those draft picks. But there's a little bit of an added wrinkle here that we could be seeing something we don't see a lot of around the National Hockey League, and that is a sign and trade with the Boston Bruins. Could this potentially be something in the works? Well, let's go to reports from, you guessed it, Nick Kypreos. The Bruins are aiming to execute a sign and trade deal. Hanifin rejected a previous offer from the Flames worth $7.5 million annually. That was over an 8-year term. Kypreos states, it seems Boston may be able to snake him for a hometown discount in a new contract. Very fascinating to see if that could potentially come. We don't normally see sign and trades around the National Hockey League. Calgary actually did the first one in history when they traded Matthew Tkachuk to the Florida Panthers. Could we see history repeating itself here with a Noah Hanifiin sign and trade? Could that $7.5 million AAV over an 8-year contract be something that really entices Hanifin and or the Boston Bruins to make that move? Who knows? This smooth skating defenseman isn't known to have a ton of points and bring points to the system. He has 34 points in 59 games. Where his value comes into play is the 23 4.5 minutes he spends on the ice each and every game at the moment for the Calgary Flames. He is a minute-eating, smooth-skating, puck-moving defenseman who can play in all assets of your game. He penalty kills for the Flames, he does the power play for the Flames, and he plays a ton of 5-on-5 minutes. We'll see how his minutes and his play adjust with the loss of Chris Tanev in the trade yesterday to the Dallas Stars. But let's go and check out what a possible return is for the Calgary Flames, as a couple of insiders kind of threw around what they could expect or what names that they might think could be on the move back to Calgary in a potential return. Trevor Neufeld of Calgary News Now indicates that Dave Nonis has spent a ton of time watching the Boston Bruins. He knows the Bruins are interested in the defenseman Noah Hanifiin, and Jim Murphy reports that the sides have been talking this season. The Bruins could be offering up for Hanifin. Well, how about a defenseman, Matt Grzelcyk? He is a UFA at the end of this year, but he does fit that role of a roster player coming back, kind of to make the money work. Forward Matthew Potris, he's currently injured, but this is a young, budding superstar in this league, a center, something the Flames clearly need on their roster after moving on from a couple of centermen. And prospect, I'm going to murder this name, Georgiev Merlikov. He is a prospect in the Boston system, a high-end prospect and someone that the Flames really could be looking at bringing in here. It fits with what the Flames have done in the past couple of trades here, bringing in some young defensemen to fill the cupboards and allow them to continue to grow the prospect pool. Over the course of these trades, we've seen Craig Conroy add pretty much a class worth of draft picks, a first, a second, a third, a fourth, and more, and so on. And he's also allowed this team to bring in players that are on the verge of being a budding superstar. Matthew Potris, he adds to that stock of players that could be on the verge of being superstardom in the National Hockey League. A guy that the Flames sorely missed. Why I really like Matthew as a return in a Noah Hanifiin trade is the fact that he can play center and he is a right shot, and that's kind of what the Flames would be looking at. That's what they miss with moving out the Elias Lindholm from the roster. So to recap here, the Boston Bruins hot and heavy after Noah Hanifiin. They look to be paying a hefty price, but a hefty price could include a sign-in trade, which would be incredible for both sides to make this deal work. And the Flames look to be capitalizing on the UFAs that they have in their stable right now. Something that, as we heard at the beginning of the season, that Craig Conroy says, you cannot allow another Johnny Gaudreau situation, a UFA to walk without getting anything back. The Flames have capitalized on Elias Lindholm, Tyler Toffoli, Chris Tanev, Nikita Zadorov, and now look to be cashing in on the 27-year-old Noah Hanifiin. Does Boston Bruins step up at the end of the day and pay this price? Well, sources will tell you they're hot and heavy after him, and if they want him, they very well might have to do just that. I'm John Easthope here for Flame Digest.